All right, so this tutorial, I'm going to do my best to make it as simple as possible. It's going to be a little bit of coding, actually a lot of bit of coding in C Sharp, as well as some UI setup, so that we can get to see all of this inside of our game window. So if you're completely new to Unity, do not worry. There'll be other courses where you'll be doing stuff in Unity. But for now, just understand that this is our game window. And what we want to do is create something like a dialog box or a multiple choice thing you'd see in something like Mass Effect or some of these other games. Right now, we're just going to have buttons to select. So we're going to create a very basic UI. So the way you do that is in our hierarchy here, you can see we have a sample scene. Inside of here, we have a main camera, which is what we're going to be looking through. Make sure that you are on 2D mode by clicking that 2D option here. And then we just have a global light 2D, which is lighting our scene so that we can see our letters. We're going to right click and go down to UI canvas here, and we're going to add a Text Mesh Pro. This is going to be our dialog. Now, you probably don't have Text Mesh Pro installed really. You just have a reference to it. So go ahead and click Import TMP Essentials. This will give us access to essentially fonts and stuff like that that we can edit. And you could see down in the, let's close this out, down in the corner here. So I'm just going to do 16 by 9. And I want to select my canvas here. And in the inspector, I want to go down to scale with screen size. And you can see my text is off to the side here. So if I select my text here, I'm going to hit F to focus. This is actually a 2D representation of our UI. Whereas down here is actually our game world. Again, I'm not going to get too much. It's going to sound like word salad. But what I want to do now is just select my move tool. And I'm just going to position this here. Actually, what we can do is create a nice little panel here to where our dialog can appear. So I'm going to right click on canvas here, go to UI, canvas here, and I'm just going to create a panel. And right now it's as big as our scene. So what I can do is, let's see, let's go ahead and click this guy here and just bring that down and bring this up. And in our stretch here, I can center the pivot, hold, it says here, if you hold shift, you can set the pivot, alt sets the position. So if I hold alt, I can click here and it'll move it down to the bottom of the screen. And what I'm going to do is grab my text and just make that a child of this panel. So here's my panel and then here's my text. And I'm going to move this down here so it's somewhere in the center, maybe center top. And let's just make this as big as this area here by I'm just right clicking on this and just giving us a lot of stuff. Now go up to your panel here. I'm going to right click and go to UI, canvas, and I'm going to create a button. And let's see. Let's go ahead and position our buttons. We'll leave them in the middle. And I'll hit Control D. I'll create another button, place it below that one. And then Control D, another button here. And then let's actually bring these three. Position them here. Maybe we'll give ourselves a little bit more space on our panel. Bring this up a little bit more. And then bring this text up. Looks like this inside area. This is the area in which we want it to cover. So let's bring this back in here. I thought it was moving together. So the one with the blue dots is the actual area where we can have text. Like that's our expanded zone. When I get this going in a second, I'll show you a little bit more about this. All right, and then we can hold shift, select these three buttons, hit W, and just pull them down here. All right, so we have our UI set up. And what I want to do is go to Assets, and I'm going to create a new folder in here, and I'm going to call this Scripts. And I'm going to right-click on the Scripts folder, and I'm going to go to Create, and I'm going to create a new model behavior script. And I'm going to name that Static Dialog Manager, hit Enter. Now the thing behind this is, if you look over here and it says New Behavior Script, it says anything other than Static Dialog Manager, you have to press the delete key and recreate this, and make sure that you name it right after you create it. Okay, or you can open up the script and you could make sure it's named Static Dialog Manager. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and open this up. Right now we've already covered installing Unity and installing Rider, so you should have both of those programs installed on your computer. So let me double click it. You're going to get a message saying trust and open. I'm going to click yes. And actually, I think this is a good place to stop. We created our UI, and I want to overflow this video. In the next video, what we'll do is we'll take a look at scripting this.